up here out of the gate. Moto 1 Pirelli MX2.
Oh, someone jumped early, almost caught Byron Dennis unawares. Walsh to the inside, Alex Anderson's there as well, but it's Walsh that's going to come around in the lead.
He hugged the inside so tight there, and his speed that he had in this morning's qualifying was insane. These guys need to try to latch on as we see who's that trying to go around the outside. One of our Yamaha riders.
That's Virgil. Around the outside, Alex Anderson's to the inside. Dennis is back there in sticks with Kate Kingsford right next to him. Looking back, 3 more places, there's Larwood. So our big names are up the front, but the opportunity that's presented right now to Walsh, to Alex Anderson, to Virgil is incredible as we look at the MXGP of Darwin. Whole shot award going to, of course, the lead rider at the moment, KTM's Dylan Walsh.
And just spotted Jet Alsop there, just ahead of the number 6 Byron Dennis. A lot of our big hitters are up here. There's the number 5, Alex Larwood. So he is a little ways back. His lap time speed doesn't seem to be on quite like it was at round 1, and he doesn't have one of those starts that he had. This is going to be a test of his composure, and let's see where he is at, how far he can climb his way forward.
A long race at the moment. Oh, look in the background though, the 20 machine wasting no time. He's got himself around Reed Taylor, puts himself into 4th. There is Dennis to the inside, there is Larwood. Just around the outside, hasn't really made too many passes on this opening lap. It really is Kingsford at the moment. Moving forward as down goes Ryan Alex Anderson.
Alex Anderson with the tuck of the front through that muddy entry part of the corner. He just came in a little too hot, and it looked like the sidewall of the rut did not hold that front wheel in place. We're getting close towards the end part of the first lap, and we have got Dylan Walsh there that has got all kinds of pressure from the Honda rider, Kate Kingsford.
How was Kingsford's first lap here?
Whoa!
From about 9th off the start to the lead before the end of the first lap. Incredible ride.
Talk about a shot of adrenaline. He is firing at the moment, and just like that, Walsh is trying to hold on to second place, because what a ride from Seth Birchall. This is one of the best rides we've seen from him.
Early days at the moment, however, with what we're seeing from the 20 machine out in the front, these boys have got to be a little bit concerned as we see Dennis has got himself into 4th to the inside here. Birchall dives it in, doesn't quite get that line set up, the pass made, and goes down.
Yeah, we are starting to see already Byron Dennis. He just got gifted a position there, but he is starting to fire. He is already on the back of his teammate, Dylan Walsh.
Reed Taylor holding off the 94 machine of Kobe Hennis. We look at the replay. Keep your eye on the 18 machine. He dives in here, tips it in, fully committed. And just loses that front wheel.
I was a little ambitious with that sloppiness through the middle there, but you can't blame him. Yeah, incredible couple of laps there at the start from Kate Kingsford. Now he needs to settle down into a little bit of a rhythm. We know he was fast in practice, speed no worries whatsoever, but he has come into this season with some serious momentum. We know he has good fitness. He can go all the way to the checkered flag like this. It's just going to be a matter of, can any of our other big hitters ride their way into a little bit of form, a little bit of comfort, and start to reel in our race leader, because currently he's got a 3.3 second gap already.
Ferguson is in the front of this Honda trio as the number 5 machine finally gets the pass made. He's been working on it for a few corners. That is Alex Larwood on. Reese Budd still sits in behind his teammate though of riding Kingsford, behind Ferguson, also there in 6th place. So this is a good ride as well. Like you mentioned earlier on, you saw him up there as Bud just remake that pass.
Made that pass back, and I don't know what Larwood did around the outside. He was trying to find himself some nice dry ground, but it just looked like it was treacherous out there. So just does not look comfortable at the moment.
No, he's struggling to get to form early in this moto. As we see just behind the 2 Hondas, there is Alex Anderson after his little tip over, Seth Birchall after his tip over, Sawyer Nakajima there as well in 12th place, 13th place, my apologies. But a real good battle between these riders as we see the pit boards go out. One of them was for rider Kingsford.
Now, Danny, just interesting to note, last time around at 141.8 for Kate Kingsford, but Reese Budd just gone down. trying to pick that Honda machine up, the number 22. Let's hope he hasn't rattled himself too much. Just going back over those lap times, a 1:41 it was, it's just switched over to a 42. But now we've got a 1:45 for Dylan Walsh, a 1:45 for Byron Dennis, a 1:46 for Reed Taylor. Are these guys having dramas? What's going on? I feel like I'm doing this so easy, and hence why he's just gapping them every lap that goes by. I'd be interested to see what everyone's times are the next time they go past the finish line, because if it stays like this, he's going to walk away from these riders. It's going to be a big gap by the end of the race.
Is that Larwood? Did we just see Larwood on the left of shot? Just holding in there. There he is. Larwood has gone down again. Now behind Nakajima.
He's listed at 12th.
Yeah, so he's just got himself back up behind Nakajima and Dixon, who's having a good ride here.
Okay, so this is just crisis management at the moment. He really needs to make sure it doesn't spiral any worse out of control, because at the moment, outside of the top 10, he needs to first of all try to get inside of that top 10 and see how far he can climb up towards that leaderboard. But sometimes when things start going wrong for you and you're having one of those days, it can just spiral out of control. All right, so lap times have stabilised at the head of the pack. We've got 1:44s for our top three. Fastest once again, though, was Kingsford with a 1:44.0. Walsh and Dennis with both high 1:44. So that gap continued to stretch out. We're almost 8 seconds now. But that battle between second and third place, the two factory KTM boys, Dylan Walsh and Byron Dennis, continues.
Nakajima just getting past a few corners ago by Birchall. Tried to go back to the inside, wasn't able to make that pass. Just in the background was Larwood, right behind him Haruki Yokoyama. As the Pirelli turn through past the mechanics, there is Larwood. Birchall looks like he's got a chance to make it. Is that Birchall? No, sorry, Hantis, my apologies. Just straight past.
There's something going on, I believe. It just looks almost like he's up on the pegs, just cruising at the moment. I'm sure he's not. And I know Larwood, even when he's at his best, sometimes looks like he's not going super fast. It just looks to me as if something is not quite right. He does not look the same rider.
He remember, we saw him. We didn't see a crash, but we did definitely see him regrouping from something. So
yeah.
Maybe he's had a crash. Maybe it's been a bit harder. He's looking down just there.
Absolutely, he's looking down at the bike on the right-hand side.
Something is definitely not right.
Yeah, and he's sitting down there. Something's not right. Agreed.
Unfortunate, though, for him, the championship leader, red plate holder.
Can you believe what we're seeing here from lap time speed?
Crazy. Good battle here to the inside. Goes Kobe Hantis on Haruki Yokoyama. That was beautifully turned, but lost all the traction at the end. The commitment was there, but the execution just failed.
10 points for effort. Now have a look at that part of the track. The mud on the inside, perfect in the middle, dry, dusty on the outside. And that is what happens on a track like this.
Kingsford gets the pass made. He moves up one more place into 13th. Trying to close down onto the back wheel of Haruki as the two Japanese riders still battle it out. Just in front of them, Haruki dives to the inside, not quite close enough to force the pass.
Such a tough corner coming out of M2R right hand. A big mistake there for Hantis. He just lost like 2 seconds off the back of Kingsford. Kingsford over the top of that rut there. And what looked like yesterday, such a good fun section through here. Looks really quite treacherous, doesn't it? We'll keep our eyes peeled on that Ryan Alexanderson. We're just watching before, a little bit of a mistake, both feet off the bike, but he looks nice through there. He just come past Noah Ferguson.
Race leader down.
Wow.
But how about that? He is 21 seconds up. Here we go, Honda replay. Let's see what happened. I think it might be just a stall mid-turn. Oh, no, full tip over.
Yeah, that was a complete cross rut there to the inside. He just got the miscalculated, tipped it over a bit too far, but fortunately for him, got the bike going nice and quickly. But hey, it's still got just a handy little 11.9 second gap. Let's hope he hasn't bent that bike up too much.
I think it'll be okay. Even if it's bent, I'm sure he could ride this one out, no problems, with no mistakes to the checkered flag, with only 2 minutes 15 still on the clock. I believe so. As we said, this is a track that can really grab you and make these mistakes that you make very costly. Dixon right to the back wheel then of Allsop, just in front of him, and still back to the rear wheel as they go side by side through the rollers. Dixon's to the outside. Allsop's been good on the inside here, but he's going to have to hurry up as they blast towards.
That's not a bad line on the far inside there by Jet Allsop. Now this is a tough corner.
Oh no, Allsop.
So slippery on the outside, trying to get that transition to go from the outside and cut your way back to the middle so you don't end up too wide on the exit where the bumps are. Let's have a look at the Honda replay. Watch the front end right here. Starts to wash, just gets the edge of that line. But no problems whatsoever as he gives a little bit of a wave. Race 1 winner, Pirelli MX2 Moto 1 on board the SCT Logistics Honda machine, Cade Kingsford, and he is ecstatic.
He's pumped up about that one.
Well, that's his first MX2 Moto win, isn't it? Ever.
Yep.
He did it easy with a crash and still had time to burn. Second place, Byron Dennis comes through. Walsh in third, Matic Dixon
on the line.
Impressive ride for the Kawasaki rider.
That was, keep an eye on Matic Dixon that next race. He worked for that position very hard.
All right, so a few spanners thrown in the works here in the first of the MX2 Motos.
A few spanners? I'd say the entire toolbox for many of these riders.
Alex Anderson through in 5th place, impressive. Allsop, not too bad in 6th. Great jump from Cade Kingsford out of the gate. Watch for the Honda up the inside, but Haruki Yokoyama. Kingsford holds the inside. He's going to come out in the mix somewhere or another and just holds it wide open around the outside. Number 62, Alex Anderson. 2 Kawasaki's there. It's Alex Anderson and Haruki Yokoyama getting a little bit caught up in the inside rut, but he may still hold on to third. No, that's Dylan Walsh that's straight away up there in the mix.
Dennis back there in 7th place, 9th actually, as they went across the finish line. Larwood with a much better start to this one. If he can get around these couple of turns, he has the opportunity to pick up some very quick places, but out in front for the MXGP of Australia, Darwin Holeshot Award, it is Ryan Alexanderson on the Kawasaki. Sits there in 2nd place. He had a good start to last moto. Hopefully he can continue on with this one and show us what he's got.
Oh, mistake there behind the tree. We can just see there a couple of riders actually having some mishaps there, but before that we see on the left or the right of the screen there now, Byron Dennis was trying to go around the outside, a couple of riders there. He has got some fantastic track speed at the moment, finds himself all over the back of rider Kingsford.
Dennis there with retailers, made the pass on him, as to is Matic Dixon, so big hitters are there. Larwood now in 8th place as they go across that split. This bunch of riders, all of these riders, man, the talent that's in this class at the moment is just sensational.
Larwood just threaded the needle.
Oh!
Who have we got? Ryder Kingsford. Ryder has knifed that front end and gone down. Doesn't look like he's done too much damage though.
Oh, Dennis almost coming unstuck as well. That is exactly the same place we saw Rhys Budd do an exact same crash in Moto number 1. How about Larwood trying to find a way through at the moment? The bike's going absolutely everywhere. Taylor to the outside, looking for some real estate to get around the number 6 machine of Dennis.
Reed Taylor's had some fine track speed today. Earlier on in practice, qualifying really fast. Just needs to string together the full moto. Stay up near that pointy end of the field. Larwood is just trying to make amends here, and he is flying at the moment.
2 riders in 1 turn. Dennis completely wrecked that turn as he went through there, lost a position. He's going to lose 2 as we look at the Honda replay right here. This is the crash for Kingsford. tucking the front wheel there, going down in the Honda turn.
Was originally in a pretty good position before that crash. Dylan Walsh here. We have to wonder how long is it going to take for Larwood. He looks so much more comfy this race. He looks like a different rider.
Absolutely. Let's see if he can get back up there and regain some of those points that he has lost out of moto number 1. Dennis went for the inside rut, climbed out of that.
He's going to pass Walsh and Alexanderson, and we are going to see a bit of a battle for the lead with Kingsford and Larwood.
How about that inside line? I wonder if anyone's seen that one before to know that that's going to work. Beautiful pass for Larwood. Up one more place, sits in behind Alexanderson at the moment. A 2:11 on the opening lap. These times will change massively this time around. We'll update you. 1:43 for our race leader, 44 for second, 41 for Larwood. That is 2 seconds, full 2 seconds and a bit with some change clear of our race leader.
Oh, some forced mistakes coming here from Kingsford. He can feel the pressure from Larwood.
Lap ride is going to change things here as well.
He's gone to the outside.
Not quite. Very close, but a good run to the inside here. We've saw how quick he was last time through. If he nails this rut, he could have it. But the swing around for Kingsford. Quick glance over, sees it's his teammates. How much of a fight does he put up? Oh, beautiful turn down by Larwood. How about the split here by this poor lap rider?
Oh, and Kingsford just threading the needle to somehow miss the lap rider. But Larwood, what a beautiful line here. Has the inside. He has a great line through this part of the track, but no, he's gone across into Kingsford's line.
He'll be able to change up those lines. Third place now, into shot. Alexanderson, Walsh coming in hot behind him.
Sometimes it can be as simple as just picking up a couple of good lines that you maybe weren't taking, and that can make you up a little bit of time.
Or a lot of time, like we just saw with Dylan Walsh coming into that corner.
This is a great battle.
Oh, around the outside. Dylan Walsh, a brave move. That was beautifully executed by the 53 machine. They have dropped Byron Dennis, like we said, happened in moto number 1, a mistake at 4 seconds. You'd have to think maybe there's a mistake involved in that as well. But Walsh is flying. Let's see what he can do now with a clear track.
Yeah, and a bit of flow. A lot of the time that we've seen Walsh today, he doesn't seem to take his time to find the flow sometimes. He tries to just go flow. What are you? I'm going to bust my way through you and just find it somehow. And then that's where you see the bike 90 degrees to one side, then back the other way. He seems to be in the zone at the moment, and he looks great when he does that.
Was there a mistake just then, or is that a lap rider between Kingsford and our leader? I think so. I think Kingsford is at that point where he doesn't want to push it too much harder than that. And I think there's still a little bit left in the tank for Larwood. As we go back to the other Kingsford, that is the 21 machine, who we saw go down on the opening lap. Ryder Kingsford in 10th place, in behind Maddox Dixon, who had a great Moto 1. Hasn't been able to turn it around in this one quite as much. Has had to put some passes on. However, still stuck back there in 9th place at the moment.
Another rider we haven't mentioned too much about, if any at all, this race, Dan, is 8th place Noah Ferguson. Damaging points today for him in the championship points chase. He was phenomenal speed-wise at round 1. Probably didn't take away the points that he wanted to, but he just hasn't. And it's 13 seconds back to Walsh from our race leader.
Yeah, but look at Dennis, 0.4 back off Walsh as well. I wonder if that is...
Yeah,
absolutely.
Here's the battle.
And Alexanderson is in amongst this too. As Alexanderson goes to the inside, he's picked up one more place.
Great little exchange there. Awesome battle.
And Alexanderson's last lap time was pretty impressive as well. Oh, no.
Oh, big mistake from Byron Dennis. He's gone down. Let's hope he hasn't bent that bike up at all and he can get going nice and quickly. The KTM starts immediately and straight back into it. I don't believe he would have. Let's have a look at the Honda replay here. He's going up the inside and I believe in some unfamiliar territory. Just watch for that. Oh, he actually was in the rut. It's just it stepped right out into it. I don't think he was expecting on 80.
Yeah. And 77 back to Dennis. So that one is costly for Dennis, but he's still well within the hunt as we see Ferguson and Kingsford, Ryder Kingsford that is, battling it out. That there is for 8th place. The back end stepping out sideways for Ferguson. I wonder if the guys have gone out on a much softer tyre than they probably should have. I see a lot of rear wheels sliding around a lot out there.
Well, something I was going to mention earlier on in the telecast, but we got sidetracked. I was going to mention, well, to anyone that had any doubts about the number 5 with the red background, SCT Logistics Honda rider, he has come out in Moto 2 in complete domination. Talk about doing it easy and doing it in style.
Oh,
last corner.
Wow!
Boom!
Wow! What a run!
What a passing move, and Dylan Walsh has to pick up the pieces. He is probably still in shock. Where did Alex Anderson come from? Well, he rebounded, and he has got himself 3rd place. Danny Ham, you're in shock here at the moment.
Wow, and did you see the finger pointing from